So it's been a while since I made a video, and I thought it would be good to start off with Assassin's Creed Shadows. So hope you enjoy this. I first want to clarify that I do not associate with racism, and I only want to display facts and truth. Well, first off, let's talk about the quality. Well, they haven't really released a gameplay trailer, and I really hope it's going to be good and all that, and their charging price is criminal. But I'm gonna focus more on the historic representation of this game and why I have problems with this game. The main characters are now Shinobi and Yasuke, a samurai, a black samurai. Well, the description they say Yasuke is a legendary samurai, which is a lie. He barely did anything actually. He was just kind of there for a couple of years, and then Honojin incident happened and he was given back to the Jesuits, and that was pretty much all of him. And my biggest problem with Yasuke, or that I chose Yasuke, is because the Yasuke topic is already really heated and now just pouring fuel into the fire. Like, there have been lies around him, and there's basically a Wikipedia war where they change from him being a samurai and then they say he's not a samurai, and yeah, it's just chaotic. Like, it's absurd, and there's a lot of woke people trying to glorify him, say that he's something more than he was. He was a samurai, and that's a fact, but nothing more. He barely had any fighting experience. The only experience we know that he actually fought, or fight that he fought in, was the Honojin incident, which doesn't really count because it was just a slaughter and the fight was pretty much ended instantly by, being swarmed. So there are not actual proof that he was a skilled samurai. And yeah, I know Assassin's Creed has never been historical, and I never probably will, but Yasuke topic is a heated topic. But this isn't the only problem I have. If this game came out for 2 years ago, I wouldn't have given a shit, I would it's a bit heated topic, but it's cool. But I just personally view this as another woke propaganda. What I mean about that is, let's see, we have the Cleopatra documentary series, which was an absolute failure, filled with lies, and his so-called historians didn't know shit. Then we also have the series Vikings, which was Jarl Håkon, and he was shown as a black woman, and it's like, even though it's not supposed to be a historically accurate series, it's still just fucking bullshit. And that's literally just propaganda. Like, they're literally just cutting a guy away from history and just replacing him with something completely different. Then we have the Dragons cast, the live action Dragons movie, DreamWorks, and the actor looks nothing like Astrid. Like, she has dark curly hair. Astrid has blonde straight hair. Like, I feel like they're trying to cut away blonde people, especially blonde white people, away from these movies, especially when they're supposed to be there. And I know I'm going away from samurai topic right now, but I'm just trying to explain how much this has just been shoved up in our faces all the time, and I'm kind of just sick of it. And we also have people saying that Vikings were black, like they actually mean it.
The Vikings were not blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. The people in Sweden now were not the people in Sweden during the time of those events. They were dark-fleshed, woolly-haired people. So the stories of Robert the Bruce, Alfred, and the Last Kingdom with Uhtred of Bourbonburg, if I pronounced that right, they were all black.
So you see, the effects of movies, he probably just watched the Vikings series, and then he thought, they were actually black, and then he was, kind of over time thinking, they all were black. There's also people who say that we found statues of Vikings being black, and then we just dug them down again and said they were white and not black, and it's just, stupid shit. And I know this has gone way off Yasuke, but these are just examples and the reason why. My problem is showing somebody like Yasuke in a samurai game, or not samurai game, but a Japanese game set during the Sengoku Jidai, and especially when he didn't do anything, he was just there. Now let's discuss more about Yasuke and his history, where there's been a lot of people saying he was actually a prince from some African kingdom that was taken as a slave and then brought to Japan, which there are no proof of that, and all we know is just that Jesuits took him to Japan. Oda Nobunaga thought he looked cool and big, and then he recruited him and took him to campaigns. But since Yasuke was a retainer, he was just sitting back and just watching the fights, not actually doing anything. He was just to look big and strong and scary. And there's also someone who wrote a book about him, and they themselves have admitted they had to fill the gaps with their own fantasies and their own beliefs, so that book isn't really historically accurate either. And yeah, you see like why Yasuke is such a big problem, especially in the media industry and everything. He's just some mysterious guy. Now let's take the time to talk about Blackthorn from Shogun and why I liked the way they represented him. He wasn't represented as a heroic samurai who could kill 10 samurais alone, and he was not a legendary. He was just a pawn in the game. Now, Blackthorn is inspired by William Adams, and the only reason why Tokugawa Ieyasu kept him was because he could have trade with England, Europe, and was probably important later, but he has never been shown as a heroic, strong, legendary samurai, unlike Yasuke. And why? Well, I don't know actually. It's probably because William Adams had we know his life way more than Yasuke, and then there isn't even enough room for someone to say, no, he was a legendary samurai warrior that can kill 10 people. It's like, he was just a guy that was just a small piece in the game. He wasn't that important. And that's what I liked Shogun showing him as. And I hope they do that the same to Yasuke, but from the trailer, it seems they're going down the woke way, and that's what worries me. And the price of the game, I know that Ubisoft is known to, not do well when it comes for the games, like the last couple games, and I will probably try it out, pirate it and try it out, and if I like it then I will buy it. But yeah, from a historical point of view and the characters, I do not like Yasuke as a main character, and the second I saw it I was like, oh, internet is gonna go fucking crazy. And this is all I can say for now. I'm not gonna drag this any longer, and I hope you enjoy this, and I'll probably post about now in the future, I don't know. Now, before I end this episode, I just want to tell you guys I have started a GoFundMe, so I can, test out Japanese weapons and all that. I'm planning on first starting with a Tachi, Naginata, and a Orachi. I have the link in the description if you want to check it out, and donate. And if not, it's okay. And if you do decide to leave a small donation, it will mean a lot to me. I would really appreciate it, because I originally started this channel to test out Japanese weapons, and I started with my katana, but it's not sharp. And yeah, it just will mean a lot for me.